Hi guys, starting a new series today, North Node in Virgo. Got my glasses, got my white shirt, pretend it's a lab coat or the doctor's coat. So that was my best representation of Virgo from my closet. So, okay guys, before we dive into Virgo, let's talk about your South Node in Pisces. So you guys that are my Pisces South Nodes, these beautiful souls, you guys have this sweetness about you. You can see it in your eyes. You can just see somebody who has Pisces energy in them because you guys are the last zodiac sign of the 12. You guys embody all the archetypes of the zodiac, and you guys are, our beautiful unconditional, because, in the end, when you go through all the cycles, through all the archetypes, you get to the idea of the Pisces, the fish, the unconditional, that pure love. And that's what Pisces is. So you guys have that about you. There's a softness, there's a beauty about you. And Pisces is depth, Pisces is water. So those of you with South Node in Pisces, you guys had lifetimes of service. If you talk about Virgo and Pisces, both signs are about service, but they do it in different ways. Pisces is sacrificial service, that martyr, the one that dies for everybody. The idea of Christ consciousness is a perfect example of Pisces energy, unconditional love, self-sacrificial, putting everybody before them and basically dying on the cross for everybody. That kind of idea. So you guys have those memories within you. You have lifetimes where you have felt that depth, you have that feeling, that unconditional love for humans. And you've had many lifetimes with that theme, and you really lived it like nobody else. So you're very wise in the sense of you have a lot to teach us when it comes to unconditional love, when it comes to really giving yourself for the other. But the danger with that, and the reason why it's in the South Node, is because you guys went to the extreme of Pisces South Node. And what does that mean? Because Pisces is so deep, and because Pisces feels in a way that nobody else does, they get lost in that. They can't. That love is so grand that they can't handle it. They come down here on earth and they see the duality, they see the good and the bad, and they can't handle it, in a sense of they just don't understand why there has to be so much trauma in the world and ugly in the world. And Pisces kind of wants to say, like Aquarius wants to say, all right, guys, I know what's good for humanity. Pisces is just like, everybody love everybody, like truly love everybody. So for you guys, it's almost a tough South Node because you guys had to carry so much. You guys had to literally, like sponges, absorb so much of humanity's shit, truly. And you, because of your such big love for everybody, because of your unconditional love, you got lost in it. It swallowed you whole. You literally lost boundaries. You forgot where you were, where you ended and the other one started, because you literally merged with all the other people. You merged with their problems, you merged with their pain. You have so much empathy in you that it kind of led to your downfall, in a sense, because you never said no. You were a scapegoat many times. You had lifetimes where people literally just you were that punching bag, because you just wanted to help everybody, and you feel so much for all of us that you literally took it for the team, and people literally just shit all over you. And you guys have that in you. You have that in you to kind of just sit there and take it. You have that in you to just kind of say, well, it's okay, but as long as I make him or her feel good. You guys are the saviors. You wanted to save us. You wanted to save your lovers, your family members, everybody. You have that in you to want to save, to want to come in and take everybody's pain and stuff. And so that's one manifestation of it. And it could have played out in what? It could have played out in religious ideas. You could have had lifetimes where you were in service through religion. You were in service through, died for humans. The martyrs that we know in our history, the Joan of Arcs. Somebody like that, somebody who sacrificed themselves. You guys sacrificed yourselves in many lifetimes for the benefit of others, and you did it maybe selfishly, maybe not, but there really isn't a selfish bone in a Pisces body. You know, the fish may have bones, but they're not selfish. So you did that. You did that for us. So you have a lot of memories of being saviors, of being, therapists to all of us, of carrying us, when in our hardest times, But the downfall of that is that you forgot yourself. You forgot yourself in this mess of people's shit. You literally just drowned in it, And another manifestation is that when Pisces incarnates on Earth, because they have so much love in them and because they have so much depth in them, Pisces is water. Pisces is Neptune. It's ruled by Neptune. Pisces is the ocean. It's a mystery. Pisces people are so mysterious. They just want to figure them out, and they don't even know themselves. So you will never figure them out because they don't know themselves. So Pisces is always just, one fish is swimming one way and the other fish is swimming the other way, and you're just always floating, and there's such a depth to you that is intoxicating, that once is beckoning us like a siren to get lost in you. So just as you had lifetimes where you sacrificed yourself for others, truly sacrificed yourself, your bodies, your minds, your space, your money, everything you just gave without asking for anything in return. You had lifetimes where you yourself, because of all the cruelty that you saw around you, all the polarity that you saw, you kind of said, I can't do this, this is too much. So you kind of escaped. Pisces is known for escape. They can't handle the brutality that they see around them. They don't understand how is it taking place. So they escape. They run away from the reality. They escape into their own world. And the world of Pisces, like I said, is that world of the deep ocean, to the depths of it, where nobody can hurt them, where nobody can take advantage of them. And so Pisces will do that, and they will do that through different things, through different tools. We know the tools of escape, alcohol, drugs, music, sex, whatever, anything that helps them not to feel that pain of being day to day present on this planet. So the theme of escape is big. The theme of martyrdom is big. The theme of a scapegoat is big, So now when we're looking at your North Node in Virgo, you're here to be practical. You're here to be practical. You're here to have boundaries. You're here to not get lost in your fellow men. You're here to trust that whoever's on this earth, they have their own journey and they don't need to be saved. You can still be of service because Virgo loves to be of service, but Virgo does it in very practical, boundary kind of ways. Virgo is like, Virgo in its beauty knows how to take care of itself. Virgo knows about health. Virgo knows about boundaries and what's practical, what's it's an earth sign, so it has its feet planted on the earth. It's a perfectionist, but Virgo knows like what's good and what's bad. So Virgo, you are here with North Node and Virgo. You're here to find these boundaries. You're here to kind of be among humans, but separate yourself for your own benefit. You're not here to get lost in anybody again. You're not here to lose your identity again. You're not here to sacrifice yourself on the cross for anybody, because everybody has their journey and they have to walk it on their own, So we're going to talk about ideas of service. We're going to talk about how the North Node in Virgo manifests itself in different houses. So why don't we get started? North Node in Virgo in the 5th house. So before we dive in, let's go see what's up with your South Node in Pisces in the 11th house. So 11th house is the house of groups, organizations, humanity in general. And if you put Pisces there, you probably have a lot of friends. But I wouldn't call them friends. You love to be surrounded by people. You love to be part of something. And you more than likely lost yourself in that group. Now, the good part about Pisces in the 11th is that you could make friends with anybody. You're unconditional. You approach everybody as like, hey, we're all one. We're great. And you always give people the benefit of the doubt. So you have buddies all over the place. You can make friends easily. You get along with everybody. And I would say that's your strength. You can come into a group and you can adapt to it beautifully, and make their goals your goals, and make other people's goals, your goals, because you're Pisces, and Pisces is always looking to, you know, save everybody, and Pisces is always looking to be everybody's friend and just make this world a better world. So what happened was, because you had so many lifetimes of over-identifying with a group, you lost yourself in that group. Pisces South Node means you lost yourself in something. There was no boundaries. You probably over-identified with some groups that did not really lead to anything. You know, you were convinced by some zealous people, leaders, to do this and to follow them, that you said sure, you know, and you just kind of went with everything. You went with the flow, and you lost yourself. You lost your identity, your resources, probably, you know, gave away everything to the cause. And so once again, you lost your identity. You lost, there was no boundaries. And a lot of times, because you did that, you were taken advantage of. You know, a lot of times these big groups, they love people that don't question anything. They love people that really buy into the idea, and then they end up using these people. They end up using them for their own benefit. And so that's probably what happened to you. So you, in this lifetime, you probably, it's very hard for you to not identify yourself with a group or your friends or something. Like, you have a big dependency on that, because you think you're nobody without them. You think you're nobody on your own, and you're probably always looking for somewhere to belong to. And it's probably a group that had to do with you know, like a Salvation Army, something where you were saving something. Maybe you were saving the planet, maybe you were doing something good, you know, and Pisces loves that. So, but once again, you know, you lost your desires and your wishes to the benefit of the group. And so you always, like sheep, you followed, you know, where everybody went, that's where you went. And like I said, now it's probably very hard for you to be on your own. It's hard for you to not identify with a group or your friends. Your friends probably have a big influence on you. You know, you always listen to your friends as far as what you should do, maybe, and then maybe they're not very good to you, but you always make excuses for them because you say, well, I love them, you know, they're my friends, and you're afraid probably that you can't have any other friends, and these are your only friends, and you know them, and so of course I'm going to stay with them. So you forgot, once again, your own benefit. You forgot what's good for you for the detriment of the group. So we don't want that. So now with North Node in Virgo, in the 5th, you're once again called to separate yourself from the group mentality, from the group thing, and say that, before I say anything, because you were part of a group, and because it was Pisces, you were probably a lot of escaping tendencies. You know, I'm always going to throw that word in, because Pisces South Nodes is my poster child for escape. You know, some groups or maybe friends that you're always like getting fucked up to just to get away from it all. You know, let's go to another dimension. Let's go and sniff some glue and see what happens. Nothing wrong with that. You know, anytime I talk about this, it's not because I'm criticizing you guys. It's just I'm showing like patterns of thinking, of behavior. Nothing wrong with that. It's what you know. You know, it's okay. It's exploration. It's experience. So you guys were never uptight about anything. You're always kind of like going with the flow, whatever the group wants to do. All right, let's go this. Let's go set fire to this. Let's go do this. So you kind of, and maybe a lot of times people would say, hey, you do it for us. Do it for us. And you probably were the scapegoat or the doormat, you know, for the group. You took it for the group. You took it for the team. So now with the North Node in Virgo in the 5th, you're asked to get away from that. You're asked to get away from that group thing and focus on your own thinking, your creativity, what's inside of you, your world. Because you sacrificed your world for the benefit of others before, that you don't even know what's in your world. I guarantee you, you're so enmeshed with other people or causes that you have no idea what's inside your world. And by your world, I mean like inside of you, like things you like, things you think are good or bad, your values. You probably completely lost in other people's truths. You don't know your truth. So with Virgo in the 5th, you're here to approach your world in a very practical way. with boundaries, finding out what makes you happy. Fifth house is the house of fun. It's the house of self-indulgence. It's the house of romance. It's the house of games. So you are here to find out what you like, what games you like to play, what kind of food you like, and what do you like in love, you know, what kind of lovers do you prefer, and who do you want to date, not who the group thinks is hot and who will be good for you and who they think you should date because it will benefit the group, but who you are attracted to, who gets you all hot and bothered. You're here to focus on you in very practical ways. And you know, with Virgo here, you are here to be very disciplined about it. You know, anytime you catch yourself trying to ask for other people's opinion, you got to bring yourself back and say, no, I will find out what I want, and be very clear about it and as detailed as possible, you know, because with Pisces, you're always thinking like out there, always like another dimension. And with Virgo, you have to be practical. You have to think in terms of what's around you, my reality. How can I have fun in my reality? And I guarantee you, there's so many freaking ways for you to have fun. And you will not be happy if you continue with the patterns that you were, you know, with the groups and sacrificing your interests and needs for the benefit of, like, you know, friends, whatever. You will be happy when you focus on your own world, on your creativity. You're probably very creative. And you probably have a lot of talents that you have not explored, you know, very, you know, critical thinking, you know, because Virgo is amazing at detail. Virgo is amazing at critical thinking. Virgo is amazing at getting things done perfectly, perfection. You know, maybe before you were looking for like, I'm just going to wing it. No, no more winging. You're here to literally become good at something, you know, and like develop that craft of yours, develop that with patience. Maybe you're here to develop patience. You know, Virgo is very patient, methodical. Virgo is doesn't do anything half-ass. So in your case, you really have to get obsessive almost about what you like, what makes you happy, what makes you smile, and really explore that. And, you know, write it down if you want to, you know, get a journal going, you know, and start writing things down and then going deeper in that. And just asking yourself questions. What do I like? What do I want? The focus is on I. And find the way back to you. And then you can share that with others. Because fifth house, you know, is creativity. So you can teach somebody, you know, the talents that you have. Because you have a lot of talents, I guarantee you. But maybe you're afraid to explore them. Maybe you're afraid that your friends are going to make fun of you. Maybe you're afraid that you don't want to stand out. So I would say get to know yourself, get busy with your world, you know, music, what else is fifth house? Painting, singing, dancing, acting, children, you know, spend time with kids, you know, paint with them, see what they like. But literally slow yourself down in a sense of like ground yourself and say, today I'm going to do this and this and this. You know, don't just wing it, don't just and then follow it. If you're going to do something and if your buddies call and say, hey, why don't you come with us, whatever, do not. Say, no, I'm staying home. Don't be afraid to lose your friends, because as you get to know your world, you will see how much fun you are on your own. And then you will attract people that will match you, and then you're going to have fun within a group setting. But you won't have to sacrifice. You will just be cool on your own, and people will be like, wow, it's so much fun to be around you, and they're not going to use you. They're actually going to be inspired by you, you know. So, okay? All right.